Okay, Assalamualaikum class. How are you all? I hope you all are doing good. Are you feeling good? Okay, raise your hand if you can listen to me. Just raise your hand so that we can proceed the class. Subhan, can you listen to me? Just raise your hand, beta. Okay, good. Okay, Ji. We have started our new unit, which is unit number 3. Yesterday we started it in the class, and it is send me an email. Today we have to start reading from page number 14. Okay, so open page number 14 of your Oxford Progressive English book, and it is lesson 3, an email from Mr. Berkey. Okay, an email from Mr. Berkey. Let's start reading it. Okay, Ji. First, what we have to do, look at this. Number 1, find 2 paragraphs to match these pictures. We will write the paragraph number on this picture later on after reading. So first we have to start. Let's start reading. Okay. Dear Asma, Saira, Imran, and Nadia, Mr. Berkey is writing this email. Okay, writing this email to his wife and children who are living in Karachi, Clifton. Okay, and Mr. Berkey is now in Nepal. He is in Nepal to build a bridge in the mountains. Okay, so that's why Mr. Berkey is away from the house and he's going to write an email to his family. Okay, so paragraph number 1. I hope you all are well. Today I am in the capital of Nepal, Kathmandu. Okay, underline this word Kathmandu or circle this word. This is the capital of Nepal. Okay, so this is a proper noun. Nepal is a country name. It is also a proper noun. Okay, these all are proper noun because these are very special names, the names of people, Asma, Saira, Imran, and Nadia. That's why they are written with capital letters. Okay, the initial of these names are capital. Okay, so Kathmandu is the capital of Nepal. It's a big city with buses, modern hotels, restaurants, and parks. Okay, so in Kathmandu there are very big buses, and it's a big city with modern hotels, restaurants, and parks. People go to the parks for enjoyment. They go to the restaurant to eat food, to enjoy food. They also go to the hotel to stay over there. Okay, so it is a big city. In the older parts of the town, there are large temples built of wood. Okay, so in the older part of the town, in the city of Kathmandu, in the older part, there are large temples in which they worship, and they are built of wood. Okay, so I have just found an internet cafe where I can email you from. This is Mr. Berkey's statement. He's saying that I have found an internet cafe where I am writing this email from. Okay, so I'm moving on to paragraph 2. Life in the mountains where I'm working is very different. There is no TV or radio. There aren't any roads or railways. The valleys are very steep. Underline the word steep. That means the valley are very slopey. The steep means slope. They are very deep. They are very slopey, and with rivers and forests. In the valleys there are rivers, and in the valleys there are many forests. You can see it in the picture. You can see, if you see in the picture, these are the high mountains, and these are the steepness of the valley, and this is the river coming from the water is coming from the snow, and there are forests in the valley as well. Okay, so if you want to go somewhere, you must walk, because there are no roads, there are only paths, and there are only walkways. So they people have to walk. There are no buses in the mountains, there are no railway trains over there, so they have to walk. Bad luck, Saira. Why Mr. Bharti is saying this? Because Saira definitely doesn't like walking, so that's why he's saying that bad luck, Sarah. If you would have been here, you would have to just walk. Okay, so mules carry loads on their backs into the mountains. What are mules? Underline the word mules. Mules are the beast of burden we use to carry loads on their backs, and they are animal just like a horse or a donkey. Okay, this so mule is an animal just like a donkey or horse. Okay, and we use them, or people use them to carry their luggage, the loads on their back, to go from one place to another, because they don't have any other vehicle for that. Okay, for carrying the load. Okay, Ji. So I'm going to read the third paragraph. People here speak Nepali. It's very different from Urdu. So people in Pakistan, they speak Urdu, and people in Nepal, they speak Nepali. That is the language of Nepal. Okay. And I can't understand Nepali, and the people here can't understand Urdu. Okay. So when you are in some other country, you must know their mother tongue language, and like we speak Urdu in Pakistan, we have other languages as well in Pakistan, but the main language, our mother tongue, is Urdu. Okay, our mother language is Urdu, but in Nepal, people cannot speak Urdu, they cannot understand Urdu, they only speak and understand Nepali or otherwise. So we speak English. So Mr. Burki is writing that they do not understand Urdu. I cannot understand their language. So that's why we only speak English, because English is an international language. Okay, so English is the main language that is understood and there is spoken in the different part of the world. In every country, mostly people can speak English or they can understand English. So that's why English is very important. You have to learn it, you have to understand English, you have to speak in English, so that if you go out of your country and to the other country, you must have you must know a language that is, or that could be understood by the other people. Okay, so English is the main language that is spoken in the world. Okay, number 4 paragraph, I'm going to start it. In the mountains, people get up late in the morning because it's so cold. Then they cook some rice and dal. Oh, they also cook rice and dal like we do. Your mother also cooked rice and dal and you love it. You love eating it, right? So similarly, people living in Nepal, in mountains, they also cook rice and dal. They get up late because it's because of the cold, and they work in the fields. What are fields? Fields are where we can find the crops. Okay, so they are called fields. So people work in the fields until 5 o'clock. Okay, so they start working in the fields late because of the cold, because of the fog, and when they start working, they work until 5 o'clock, then they come home. Okay, so the next line is written with bold font. The children fetch more water. The children fetch. What is the meaning of fetch? Underline the word fetch. That means find. Fetch means find. the children fetch more water. Aren't you lucky, you three? Mr. Berkey is again saying this sentence to his three children. That is written in the bracket. Aren't you lucky, you three? He's saying this because the people or the children in the mountains, they fetch more water and feed the goats and the hens. So they feed the animals and they fetch water, and for that they have to walk, they have to find the water from the pond, from the spring. So Mr. Karthik is saying that my children Nadia and Saira and Imran, you three people are very lucky because you just need to turn on the tap and you get the water. You do not have to go out and fetch the water for use, right? So children living in the mountains, they have to find water for use, for different uses, and they also feed the goats and the hens. So they give food to the goats and hens. They have the animals, pet animals over there. When it is dark, they cook the evening meal. Here in the mountains, they grow and eat a lot of potatoes. So in the mountains, they grow and they also eat a lot of potatoes. Here in the bracket, Mr. Barki has said, you like that, Nadia. It means that Nadia likes potato a lot. So he is here talking to Nadia. He's writing it for Nadia, that Nadia, you would definitely like that. Here people grow lots of potatoes and they eat lots of potatoes in the mountains. Okay. So the life in the mountains is very hard, very difficult. They are the life there is not easy, and there are not so many facilities over there. Okay. Okay, I'm going to read paragraph 5. The local people are helping us to build the bridge. They bring large stones for the bases. This is the line which is bold again, written in bold style, and it means that they bring large stones for the basis of the bridge, because when you are building a bridge, you need to make the base stronger. Okay, on the base, they put lots of large stones, and they get the stones from the mountains. They break or they drill the mountains and to get the large stones, and then they put those stones in for the basis of the bridge. And when the bridge is finished, people can cross the river to the village on the other side. So they need to build a bridge to cross uh, and to go to the village that is situated on the other side of the mountain. Before we built the bridge, they had to walk around the top of the river. The walk took 2 whole days. So you have to underline the sentence, the last sentence, which is the walk took 2 whole days. It means that was a long path to go. The people over there are very hardworking. They had to walk for 2 whole days to get to the other side of the village, which is situated on the other side of the mountain. Okay, so the bridge will make it very easier for the people to reach there on the reach the other village. Okay, so bridge is very important. The building of bridge is very important for the people living over there. Sixth paragraph is, we are doing this work during the dry season. In July, the monsoons will come and the rivers will be full of water. We can't build bridges during the rainy season. Okay, so similar condition in the monsoon. You all know that in the monsoon season, there are lots of rains and there will be lots of water, and so they are working on the building of the bridge in this dry season, so that there wouldn't be water. Otherwise they can't build the bridge during the rainy season, in the monsoon season. Okay, so monsoon season, in the monsoon season you cannot do the construction work. You cannot keep the construction work intact. Okay, moving on to the page, next page, which is page number 15, and I'm going to read the 7th paragraph. Okay, last week there was a festival at the temple in our village. People came from far away and stayed for 2 days. Okay, so what is a festival? Underline the word festival. Festival is a special kind of an event we normally celebrate. Okay, so people celebrate special festivals on special days. So festival is kind of a celebration, special celebration. We celebrate on a special day. There are different festivals in the world which people celebrate them on a special day with different special traditional values. Okay, keep it in mind. So there's a temple in the village and there was a festival. The people celebrated. People came from far away and stayed for 2 days. There was a market. Okay, there was a market with lots of music too. So they play loud music in the market and people enjoy that festival. I have got some great photos which I will attach to this email. So Mr. Perky is saying that I have taken very interesting photos of that market, of that festival, and I will attach those photos to this email. He is writing an email, he is using a computer, he is using internet cafe, and he is typing on the computer, and he will send this email to his family, to his wife Asma. Okay, so this is the part of the part we are reading is basically the part of email which Mr. Bertie is writing for his family. Okay, so he is saying that he will attach those photos which he has taken of the festival, and he will attach it to show it to his wife and his children. Okay, and what does his children name? They are three. They are Saira, Imran, and Nadia. Okay, I'm reading the last paragraph, paragraph 8. I'm getting very thin because I am working so hard and because I am walking so much. Okay, so Mr. Bertie is saying that he is getting very thin, very slim these days because he's working very hard. So he didn't get the time to eat properly, and maybe he could not eat the proper food over there because the wife, the family is over not there, and he's in Nepal, and Nepalese eat different kind of dishes. Maybe Mr. Bertie doesn't like those dishes, so he's saying that I'm working hard, I do not find time, or I'm walking a lot, so that's why I'm getting very thin. I miss you all. He's saying in the last, I miss you all. Love from Daddy. So Daddy is sending his love through the email to his children, 3 children. Okay, so this is the last of his email. It's just like a letter we discussed in class 2, if you remember, right? We wrote a letter to someone and to thank him or her for the gift or for the present, right? So we ended that letter in this way that you're truly, you're sincerely, your cousin, like your name in that, right? So he is also ending his email in that way. Love from Daddy. He's not writing his name, he's just writing the word Daddy. Okay. Okay, now we are going to do exercise 2 on page number 15. I hope you have understood this story, which is an email from Mr. Berkey. Okay. Okay, Ji. Now you have to find sentences in bold for these pictures. From A to F. So there are 6 pictures. Hold your pencil in your hand. Okay. So there are 6 pictures you can see on your book on the screen. The first picture it is showing a temple. Okay, a big temple, and in the picture B you can see the market. The woman is purchasing some fruit or maybe selling the fruit or vegetable. Okay, so this is a shop, and in picture C you can see the high mountains, and this is the forest, and this is the steep, and this is the river coming from the mountains. Okay, so this is the river water. In picture D, this is an animation, and this is showing that the children are fetching the water, they are carrying the water, and they are holding water at the back of them. Okay, so there's a girl, there's a boy, they are holding or carrying the water from a far away place to their house. They are going to their home. Okay, and in picture E, you can see the mules. These are the animal mules, the beast of burden. You can see them, and they have loads on their back, and they are carrying the loads. Okay, in the last picture F, you can see that the man is holding a big stone or big stones in the back. He is holding big stones, and he is putting or carrying the stone from the other part of the area, and he is putting the stone here to build the bridge. And this is, they are making the base of the bridge. Okay, so they are using big stones to build the bridge. This is the base of the bridge. And if you remember, we also discussed that in the previous unit that the bridge is going to be built with using the materials, the which one that is stone and steel. Okay, so they need big stones, and they will also use steel for the base. They are carrying big stones, and they will also use steel for the strength of the bridge. Okay, for the good quality of the bridge. Okay G. So what we have to do here, you have to write paragraph number with the picture. Okay, on the top of the picture, on the at the side of the picture. If you notice that I told you while I was reading the paragraphs that some lines are written in bold letters, right? So look at those lines. In paragraph 1, there are large temples built of wood. So this line, what do you think this line will go with which picture? What do you think? With picture A, raise your hand if it is right. Or with picture B, or with picture C, with D, with E, or with F. What do you think? Where you can see the large temple? In picture A. So you write here PAR, a para, and dot 1. Okay, only write the short form of paragraph. Okay, or you can even write P. Okay, write P1. It means paragraph 1. In paragraph 1, the bold line sentence is there are large temples built of wood. So you have to tell that which picture is showing that or describing that bold line sentence. Okay, so write P1 here on the top of A, picture A. Okay, now the second paragraph, you can see that mules carry loads on their backs into the mountains. So where you can see the mules in the picture? Obviously in picture number E. Okay, so right under the picture E, P2. It means paragraph 2. Okay, P2, write it under picture E. Okay, now look at paragraph 4, because paragraph 3 does not have any bold sentence over there. Okay, so paragraph 4 has a bold sentence that is The children fetch more water. The children fetch more water. Okay, who will tell me which is the right picture? Who will answer me? Hafsa Babar. Hafsa Babar, can you hear me? Unmute your mic and tell me the answer, beta. Picture paragraph 4, the children fetch more water. Where we have to write paragraph P4 under which picture? Which picture is describing that line? What do you think? Hafsa, tell me. Try it. Do you think it's picture D? Yes, do you think it's picture D, Hafsa? Nod your head in yes. Move your head in yes. I cannot hear you, bete. Okay, fine. Okay, ji. Manal, can you unmute your mic, beta?
Yes, I can.
Okay, Manal. Can you tell me that, beta, that paragraph 5 has a bold sentence that is, they bring large stones for the bases. Which picture is describing that line?
Teacher, picture E.
What do you think, Manal?
Picture E.
Manal, do you think it's picture F that is describing that they bring or they carry, they bring large stones for the bases?
Teacher F.
Okay,
F.
ji. Yes, this is the right answer, beta. You have to write P. Paragraph 5. Okay, you have to write paragraph 5 under picture F. Okay, write P5 under this picture, paragraph 5 under this picture, and write paragraph 2 under this picture. Okay, P2 under this picture, P5 under this picture, P4, write P4 under this picture. Okay, and then paragraph 6, you have to write P6 on the top of this picture. Okay, this picture is describing the paragraph 6. That means the river will be full of water. So you can see in the picture that the river is full of water. So write P6 on the top of this picture C. Okay, and then last one picture is left behind, which is picture B. So you have to definitely write P7 for it, because in paragraph 7 there is the sentence, there was a market. Okay, so this picture is describing or showing the shop in the market. So you have to write P7 here. Okay, so I am repeating again. For picture A, write P1. For picture B, write P7. Picture C, write P6 here. And picture D, write P4. And for picture E, write P paragraph 2, and for F picture, write paragraph 5. Okay. Okay, I'm going to now let's discuss the question answers. Exercise 3. Read the email again and answer the questions. Okay. So question number 1 is, where did Mr. Berkey write his email? What do you think? Umayma Shaukat, can you please beta unmute your mic and just give me the answer? Just try it. Umayma?
Yes, teacher.
Umayma beta, can you please give me the answer? Where did Mr. Berkey write this email?
Yes, teacher.
Mr. Berkey wrote his email from the internet cafe. Mr. Berkey wrote his email from an internet.
टीचर आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही.
Okay, so this is the answer of question 1. You have to do these question answers on your English notebook very neatly. Okay, so do not forget to write unit 3. Okay, so question number 1's answer is Mr. Berkey wrote his email from an internet cafe. Question number 2 is, can Mr. B watch TV in the evenings in the mountains? And the answer is no, he can't watch TV in the evenings in the mountains because there are no TVs and there are no radios in the mountains. Okay, so Mr. Berkey cannot watch TV in the evenings in the mountains. Okay, question number 3 is, why doesn't Mr. B speak Urdu in Nepal? So the answer is because answer 3 is because the people in Nepal can't understand or cannot understand Urdu. The people in Nepal cannot understand Urdu. Okay. Number 4, is it easier to build bridges in the dry season or in the rainy season? G. What do you think, beta? Hafsa Babar, can you answer?
टीचर मैं आपसे कुछ पूछना चाहती हूँ. ये बी और सी का मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा क्या.
Beta, I cannot hear you, beta.
टीचर बी और सी का.
Okay, let me give you the answer. Okay, so answer of question 4 is it is easier to build bridges in the dry season. Okay, it is easier to build bridges in the dry season. Okay, number 5 question is, will the walk between the two villages be longer or shorter in future? Okay, so the answer to this question is the walk between the two villages will be shorter in future. The walk between the two villages will be shorter in future, definitely after when they will build the bridge, after the building of the bridge. Okay, or after the construction of the bridge. Okay, Ji, last question is, do you think 6A question is Sarah likes walking? So the answer to question A, 6A part is no, Sarah does not like walking. Okay, because Sarah's father said that bad luck, Sarah. That means that Sarah doesn't like walking. And question 6 part B is, do you think Nadia likes potatoes? So the answer to this question 6B part is yes, Nadia likes potatoes because his father said that you would like that, Nadia, because they grow lots of potatoes and they eat lots of potatoes in the mountains, the Nepalese people. So that's why his father said that you would definitely like that, and it means that Nadia likes potatoes. Okay, so this is it from now, and we will discuss this exercise 4 in our next class, and we can discuss this last part. Is life in Nepal the same as in your part of Pakistan? Is it different? Okay, so we can answer this that in the city our life is in Lahore is same as in Kathmandu. We have big city with buses. Lahore is also a big city. It has lots of buses. It has hotels. It has modern restaurants, modern hotels, and it has parks as well. But the mountainic condition, the people living in the mountain, they have the same condition that we have in our mountainic areas, right? They also don't have the roads, they do not have the railways like us, and the people have to work really hard in the mountaining area. They have to fetch for the water. They have to work very hard, and they have to walk a lot. Okay, so but the only difference here in Pakistan is that we do not have temples in Pakistan. We have mosques in Pakistan, and we go to the mosque for prayer, and we do not celebrate the festivals in the temples here in Pakistan. And the festivals here in Pakistan which are celebrated by the people of Pakistan are Eid, maybe mainly of, or Independence Day, or basically the religious festivals are Eid ul Fitr and Eid ul Azha. Okay, so this is it, and we'll discuss this last exercise in our next class. Okay, so take care. Allah Hafiz.